It may have been a loss, but our boys put up one hell of a fight. What's going on, Tar Heel Nation? My name is Nathan, one half of your Heel Brothers. And the North Carolina Tar Heels took a loss last night to the Kansas Jayhawks, 92-89. A lot to learn about this North Carolina Tar Heels basketball team from last night's game. That was a game in the first half that did not look good. They were down 15 going into half. And I didn't know if Carolina was going to be able to make a run of it. They looked very confused offensively. Defensively, they were having some mishaps, allowing some wide open dunks, some wide open three-point shots. And Kansas were taking advantage of every single one of them. And it worried me a lot seeing it, but knowing it was the second game, I wasn't very shocked. It was getting exposed more and more. Some of the same things that we saw against Elon throughout the entire game against Elon really reared its ugly head in the first half. And Carolina looked like a team that was just trying to find itself. And it was having a really hard time of doing that. Kansas is a really good basketball team. They're going to be good all throughout the year. They're a team that you look at that could be in that Elite Eight, Final Four, national championship picture. Bill Self has got himself a squad over there, and they have got depth that is just unreal. They really went out in the portal this past year and this offseason and picked up a lot of pieces, and they put them all on display last night. That Badinga kid, I love that guy. That dude is awesome. I want some of that guy. I want a guy like that on our team too. Also, that number 24, I forget his name. They played really well, and Hunter Dickinson had himself a night, which is unfortunate because I do not care for Hunter Dickinson. Haven't for a long time, but he had himself a night. Zeke Mayo did. A lot of guys did over there for Kansas. But North Carolina in this game in the first half had a lot of issues. And issues at times they just kind of looked defeated. Here's where everything changed. The second half come out, Carolina goes on a big run. Carolina makes it a ball game. They showed effort, energy, and toughness throughout the entire second half, got the lead in that game, and was that close to getting a win on the road against Kansas. And what I have to say is, honestly, dude, I was shocked to see how Carolina came out, and this is what I wanted to see. Second game of the season, you're facing the number one team in the country, one of the best teams that's going to be out there, even in April. I know it's November right now, but in April, and late March, early April, you expect a team like that team to be there in those times. And Carolina coming out, I mean, Kansas was a team that brought back majority of the players that they had last year, but then added the depth. So they were a team that had a whole lot more continuity than what this North Carolina team does. A lot of new pieces for us. And to see them come back and to fight and to find ways to get after it defensively, to get after it offensively, and find ways to score all around the court. I mean, I thought the bigs started to play better. Van Allen Lubin, Jalen Washington, I thought had a good second half. Jalen Withers, the guy that a lot of Carolina fans got all over because of that three-point shot against Alabama in the Sweet 16. That guy shows up. He shows to everybody, hey, I can still shoot. I can still shoot the three. I've been working on that. Elliot Cadeau is getting better. Ian Jackson really, in my opinion, did a good job in this game. Really popped at some times. And it felt like Carolina in the second half versus the first half really started to play as a team, not just one-on-one ISO, just ISO ball all the time. They weren't doing a lot of that. I think there was a stat later on in the first half. There were 4 assists to Kansas 11. Kansas was moving the ball around left, right, and center. Carolina wasn't. They got stuck in a lot of this stand around the perimeter. You know, you got your center down in the post and just pass the ball around. And anybody that does that, you can easily. I mean, you're easily guardable at that point in time because hey, you know, the only person you can really go to is down in the post. That's it. So Carolina being able to move the ball, having some off the ball movements, kind of making Kansas defense work a good bit, really helped North Carolina. I thought they got out there and they took advantage of a lot of moments, and Carolina can score. We definitely know that they can score. They put on a scoring clinic in the second half, and it was just that close. But even though with a loss like this, I'm perfectly okay with that. I'm perfectly okay with that loss. I know. You know, you don't want to see the loss on the books. You want to be 2-0, but that's all right because Kansas is a really good ball club, and to see Carolina come out and play with the effort and energy that they played with, out-rebounded them by 40-39. You wouldn't believe it watching the game, but sure enough, they did. Seth Trimble got after it. Vin Allen Lubin got after it. And the only thing that's worrying me about this team so far currently is Cade Tyson. That's the only guy that's worrying me. This next stretch right here is going to be very important for him because the man played 1 minute. 1 minute, and that was in the first half, and he came out. And that's a problem because he's supposed to be a prolific player on this team. He's supposed to be a star player on this team, and it has not come to fruition yet at all. So I expect in the game against American and everything that they're going to get him. They're going to try and get him going. Because you're definitely going to need him, especially when you're playing down the stretch. You did a good job tonight. You came out. Drake Powell's playing better. James Brown got to get in there. He got to do a good couple of things there. I am going to enjoy James Brown, I think, at some point in time. I think he'll start seeing the court a little bit more. And Carolina had to go into there, kind of go in the bullpen a little bit, just because, hey, everybody's in foul trouble. Van Lubin fouled out. You had 2 or 3 Carolina players in foul trouble, and you needed guys to step up. James Brown did, Withers did. It just Tyjon Cloud, he got out there a little bit early on in the game, and I just to sum this thing up, Carolina, in my opinion, is a team that's going to be hell at some like later on in the season. Let them get through the non-conference. We'll see how they do. Going through the Maui Invitational, the CBS Classic, or whatever it's called up there in Madison Square Garden. Let them get through some of this stuff. Let them start ironing some things out. Carolina's going to be a team that you're going to have to play a full game against. You're not going to be able to take a half off because this Carolina team is going to consistently keep coming at you, and that is what Hubert Davis instilled in this team last year. And it is carrying over to now. Jalen Washington, he's getting better. Getting to see him against a center like Hunter Dickinson, it's a good test for him because, I don't like Hunter Dickinson, but he is a good center. We just got to call it what it is. And to see him having to guard him down in the post, it's a good precursor to what he's going to have to deal with throughout the year. Throughout ACC play and obviously the rest of the non-conference, especially when you got a team like Alabama coming to Chapel Hill right here in just a couple of weeks. So it's going to be big, but tell me what you guys think about Carolina up there in Kansas. I'm honestly very proud of the team. I know it was a loss. Congratulations to Kansas. They got a really good squad over there. Bill Self is really doing a good job over there again this year. And I'm proud of our guys. I think they did a good job, and they got a lot of things that they can build on, and that is saying something, to say the least, because, boy, it looked really hairy there in the first half, but I think they started to find some secrets there in the second. But, hey, thank you all for watching. Thank you all for being here, and as always, go Heels.